It sucks. I'm just saying. Let me tell you about the Obama administration and what they've done with Great Britain. Have you noticed that they come across either ignorant or arrogant when it comes to foreign policy especially? Take two recent examples that the mainstream media has either ignored or has treated as a joke, but not, like a really loud joke that you'd put on TV or anything. Britain's Prime Minister Gordon Brown came into the U.S. He gave President Obama several unique and priceless historical gifts based on the special relationship between the two countries. This is long-standing tradition. This happens all the time. Brown gave President Obama a couple of things. One was a pen holder fashioned from the HMS Gannett. It's an anti-slavery ship. He then gave a framed commissioning paper from the HMS Resolute, which is the Resolute desk is in the Oval Office. The sister ship also of the Gannett, and then he also gave a first edition biography of Winston Churchill. In exchange, President Obama gave Prime Minister Brown 25 classic American DVDs. Yeah, I mean, you got that down. You can't even play them because we didn't get the ones that are, you can play over in England because DVDs are printed differently in different regions, so we can't even watch them. And if that weren't enough of a diss to our greatest ally, Great Britain, Obama also gave back a bust of Winston Churchill, which was given to us on 9/11 as a symbol of unity. He said, no, go ahead, take it back. And they're like, no, seriously, we'll let it stay here in America. You'll put it in a museum. No, take it. You got to be kidding me, right? Meanwhile, in Geneva, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton gave Russia what was supposed to be a reset button, indicating that we were resetting ties between the two countries. How could we get more friendly with Russia, than saying, I looked into his eyes and I just think he's dreaming. What? But instead, the button didn't say reset. It was a slightly different Russian word. It translated to overcharged. You got to be kidding me. There are people in the State Department whose sole job is to make sure that these things don't happen. Are they sleeping? Or somebody, maybe you should call them up and go, hey, you guys kind of suck right now. Can you help us out? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's that Obama is ignoring these people, for some reason or not. I don't know. How could you mess up this bad? How can you take our greatest ally and be like, yeah, I just got you some movies? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me. Let's go find out somebody who's actually talking about this and has actually done this job. We have Niall Gardner with us. Niall is the director of the Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom at the Heritage Foundation. Hello, Niall. How are you?
Fine, thanks, Glenn. How are you doing?
Well, I'm frustrated because it's remarkable to me that President Obama just kind of went to the video store and just got some video. It's almost like, Niall, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't these gifts supposed to represent something meaningful to the person and talk, kind of be like one of our big resources or, something that's really important from our country? Isn't that the point?
These gifts are, exactly, these gifts are symbolically very important. A huge amount of thought and detail usually goes into the traditional exchange of gifts between the American and the British Prime Ministers.
Right.
In this case, we have Gordon Brown bringing over gifts that are extremely valuable, gifts that have tremendous historical significance, and in return, the American president gives 25 DVDs, including DVDs such as E.T. and Psycho and The Wizard of Oz.
It was a good movie, yeah.
Which a British newspaper described as exciting as a pair of old socks.
I mean, let me ask you this. Was he saying, basically, hey, best thing we got going for America is we got the movies? I mean, he's almost holding up Hollywood in this gift. If you look at these gifts, traditionally speaking, it is something about our heritage. And what he's saying is, hey, we got these at Walmart on sale, and Hollywood's great. Right? I mean, what is the point of this gift?
It sends an extremely rude message to not only the British Prime Minister, but also the British people. It sends a message from the White House, we don't care. Even though you may be America's closest ally, we're going to give you 25 DVDs in return. Not only that, of course, they cancelled a joint press conference between Brown and Obama. They denied the British Prime Minister an official state dinner. These are all usually held with these kinds of major events. They treated the British Prime Minister as though he was some sort of third world tin pot dictator. This is really amateur hour at the White House.
Oh, it's beyond that. You know what? I've been reading the papers over in London, and they think, I mean, they're calling the First Lady Obama Lady Macbeth. I mean, and it's really, truly amazing. Oh, there she, Lady Macbeth. It is really, truly amazing how much we have insulted them. And then this weekend in the Daily Telegraph, do we happen to have the words? I'm trying to remember from the top of my head. They said basically, an unidentified State Department official said in a newspaper report over in London, look, you guys aren't any different than the other 160 countries that we have to meet. But what? This is our biggest ally. Why would we be doing this unless it's, I mean, is it just incompetence, or is this president trying to send Great Britain a message?
I think it's not only incompetence. I think that it's a reflection of the fact that this new administration doesn't really hold the Anglo-American special relationship in high regard. It doesn't have a significant understanding of the historical ties between the two nations. And you mentioned here the State Department official who was rude and insulting about the British nation. This particular official interviewed by the Sunday Telegraph of London was absolutely furious when questioned over the handling of the Brown visit, and said that Britain is not special at all. Britain is no more important than any other of the 190 members of the United Nations. This is an appalling message to send to America's closest ally at a time when there are thousands of British soldiers fighting alongside their American counterparts on the battlefields of Afghanistan, at a time when Britain is taking very heavy casualties, when the rest of Europe is frankly sitting on the sidelines.
I mean,
this new administration owes the British a real apology for its rudeness and its complete lack of tact here.
Yeah, but they're not going to get one, and that's I mean, here we are. It's Great Britain. We're sisters. You know, we're sister countries. I mean, if we came from the same place, they had been by our side. I mean, sure, we hated them for a while, but they were making us wear short pants and drink tea. So we hated them for a while, but we got over that. Now they are our greatest ally. What are we doing? Listen, America, here's the thing. Niall, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Here's what I want to ask you. Great Britain, if we lose Great Britain, what the heck do we have? It's like, and by the way, Canada. What? Hello? If you would like to apologize to Great Britain, not apologize, just say, Great Britain, I don't know what that guy was doing. We love you. Please. Thank you for everything you do. I want to give the address. Do we have a full screen of it? Yeah, here it is. Send your letters to the British Embassy, 3100 Massachusetts Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20008. Sorry, reading without my glasses. There it is. Please send them a message that they don't suck. We appreciate them. I'd make it a little more flowery than that, but that's just me. Our leaders seem to have forgotten the principles and the values that our country was built on. I'm going to ask somebody with a lot of common sense, Jeff Foxworthy, to set them straight. Next.